Guys, Ryan here, coming to you with another pickup video. Now this video is coming a little sooner than I expected, but I picked up some stuff today and I just couldn't wait to show you guys. Now, I'm going to try to keep this video under 20 minutes unlike the last one, so we're going to dive right into it. Now, the first thing I have to show you was part of a Nintendo 64 bundle that the guy threw in some extra stuff too. And some of the stuff I actually don't have anymore because I ended up trading it into the local game store for cash that I used to buy some other things in this video. Now, to start though, I'm going to start by I'm going to show you guys this PC game that he threw in, Test Drive, and it has the manual and the games all in here. But the game case is actually quite beat up if you can't tell. I mean, I personally had no idea what I was going to do with this when he gave it to me, but I think I can find something to do with it. And within there was also a PlayStation game, randomly, the game only. It was Spyro Ripto's Rage. Now, it looks pretty beat up, but I'm pretty sure it'll still work. But the other things that came with this bundle were 3 games that I ended up keeping, but it also came with the 64 system, but it didn't have any of the cords. But it did come with a pretty beat up gray controller, which I ended up giving to my local game store, and they ended up giving it to me for $27, just cash. So I took that money and I used it to buy some other things in this video. But what I ended up keeping for it were these 3 games. And the first one is NASCAR 99. I remember playing this a lot with my father. It was a very fun game, very common. Then this one I've been looking for my collection is 1080 Snowboarding. Very good condition. There's no marker, no scratches or anything on it. And this one is one that's going to be updated to my collection, is Perfect Dark. And I'm very glad to update my copy of this, because my copy, up towards the top somewhere in here, it looked like someone tried to take a lighter or a match to it and part of the plastic had melted off. This one has no such luck and it's just in very great condition. So after that whole bundle, I ended up paying for that at a garage sale for only $20. Now, I think that was really cool that I happened to get my money back plus $7. Now, a couple weeks later, I happened to go out garage selling. There was one sale up on Craigslist that was advertising Nintendo games. I'd gotten there a little late, so I kind of missed out on all the fun. But they did have a couple Nintendo games sitting there still, and I happened to pick up for $4 a copy of Robocop. And comes with the sleeve, and it came with the manual. I was very happy to add this to my collection. I remember having the Game Boy game for my Game Boy, and I just played that game into the ground. It was a lot of fun. So add this one to my collection of Nintendo games. And then I happened to go to another garage sale that was selling PS2 and Wii games, and it was all bundled in with the systems. But I happened to know the guy running the sale, and I asked him if he was willing to part with just a few games if I were to find some that I needed. And he said, yeah, it'd be no problem, and he was willing to sell them to me for $2 each. Now, this first one's a PS2 title. It's Mega Man X7. I was very happy to find this, and I actually did not know this until I had opened it up myself, that not only was it complete, the manual right there, but out popped out a PlayStation game, another PlayStation find, and this one's a little beat up, but I think it'll work, and it happens to also be a Mega Man title, but this one is Mega Man X5. Now, this game I used to play so much when I was a kid, and I have no idea what happened to my copy. So it was really cool to find this again. Unfortunately, it didn't come with the case or anything, but it was a very good find. So basically $1 a piece for the game. One came complete and the other was just a disc. It's totally worth it. But then I also picked through and I picked up 3 Wii games from him. And first one is 007 Quantum of Solace. This one is complete. Then I picked up GoldenEye 007 for the Wii. Also complete. And the treasure, what I thought was the treasure in the whole thing, and you might recognize this from the past video, is Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Now, the other copy that I got from my best friend, doomed to work, I could not get working again. So I ended up having to put that one in the ground, figuratively. But this one I found for $2 at my friend's garage sale is complete and in great working condition. So, very awesome, very cool find. Very happy with that find. Now, this last stuff I have to show you is stuff I found today. I actually went out to some pawn shops today out on a whim, hoping to find some gold, but I didn't have any luck at the pawn shops I originally went to, but down the street from this pawn shop in Utica I went to, I remembered that there was another lower level pawn shop. I don't normally go there because the last time I went there, there was a copy of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker for $10, and I went to go pick it up, and the guy, he asked for the $10 for the game, but I had opened it up before and saw that the games weren't inside. So I originally thought that maybe he had the game stashed somewhere else. So I told him, he was like, could you get the games for me to put it in the case, and then I'll gladly buy it. And he goes, oh, well, the games should already be in the cases, so if they're not, then I guess we don't have the games for it. So I was very disappointed. I ended up giving the game back to him, well, the case, of course, and I didn't end up buying it, and since then I actually had not been back there. But since I happen to be in the neighborhood, instead of wasting gas fulfilling my curiosity later on in the weeks, I decided to go in there and check really quick, see if they had anything. And I walked in there with the low expectations and randomly found for $10 a copy of Mario Kart Wii. And I was very, very happy to find this and add this to my collection. It is complete. Right now it does not have the game there because I put it into my console, started playing it earlier, make sure it works, and it does. Now, I paid $10 essentially for this game, but the story behind this is I came in and I saw this game and picked it up immediately and walked over to go pay for it. I set it down on the counter, and I remembered that my Wii console, I needed to replace the sensor bar because it broke on me recently. So I asked him if he had any Wii sensor bars, and he went over and checked, and there was a wireless one that he was selling for $20, which I just didn't really want to pay, and I didn't really have the money to pay for. But he dug around a little bit in there for me, which was very nice of him, and he found one that I ended up picking up for $5. And I went up to pay him, and I went to my car, got $20, because apparently at this pawn shop they have to verify any purchases made with cards, debit or credit, and he would have needed to make a phone call, and I didn't really want to waste any time because I had other things to do and I had another pawn shop I was going to. So I just said, if you give me a minute, I'll go to my car, see if I can find the cash, and I'll just pay for it with that. So I came back with $20, and I gave it to him, and he paused when I gave it to him, and I asked him if there was a problem, and he goes, well, I don't have any change to give you. So my first thought is what shop doesn't have any change to make when someone comes in and wants to buy something? I mean, did he expect everybody to just have the perfect amount, or he was hoping that I'd give him all one so he could make change later or something? Anyway, to move on with that story, I was like, okay, I do still want the stuff though. And he goes, okay, I'm willing to give you another game for just $5 if you'd like. So I can just take the 20 and you can still have the stuff. So I gave it a shot again. I barely looked through the case the first time, so I figured maybe I missed something anyway. So I decided to go over and I took a look in the case, and it took me a couple minutes, and then I happened to come across a Wii U game that I would have originally paid $10 for, which would have been a phenomenal deal for this game, but he was giving it to me for 5, so I was actually much more excited about it, and that is a copy of New Super Mario Brothers U. And this is actually the copy that, if you can see at the bottom, has also New Super Luigi U, and it comes with it. This unfortunately was not complete. It's just the case and the game, but I looked online after I picked this stuff up, and this game, I'm sure complete, goes for 50 to 60 bucks on eBay. So I'm sure that I could certainly find someone who would want this, and I was super happy to pick this up for only $5. So to pick this stuff up for just 20 bucks, I was very happy about this find. I just couldn't wait. But that ends my video for today. I'm sure I'll come up with another one soon. But I also am working on another video, and I believe it's going to be a top 10 video, but I'm not going to spoil what it's about just yet. But I'm currently working on it, and hopefully I'll have it up sooner than you think. But until then, take care, guys.